Hi, how you doing? What's the gossip? Let me know. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. How is everyone doing? It is a house coat kind of day. We're in the cozy vibe. It's raining outside, it's miserable, it's grey. In here, it's full of sunshine and happiness and energy. So I thought, let me start my camera. I have my sparkling water. It's quite early, to be fair. I'm just up and I've cleaned all the kitchen. You know, when you're just being really productive. I was going to have today off from vlogging. However, I thought, why would I have the day off? A lot of it's probably because I'm going to be prepping the living room. The video has just gone live this morning for the paint, and I've been reading through some of the comments, and so far it seems like everybody's loving it. I was actually quite nervous about it because a lot of people said to me, do not change the color of the paint. So I was a little bit like, ugh. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it was in my last vlog. I've just painted my dining room. If you've not watched it, go and check it out. You should. It's an amazing vlog. Yeah, I'm going to be doing the living room. So a lot of today's work is just going to be prep stuff. I'm going to be taking the picture down. I'm going to be caulking around, getting everything ready, and then probably start painting first thing tomorrow morning. So then I can just crack on. To be fair, I'm only going to do maybe 2 or 3 walls tomorrow. I'm not doing everything. I'm doing a little bit at a time because this room almost broke me. But yes, I've got a couple of little things that have just arrived from Amazon, and I just thought, so this is actually genius. So maybe not for you besties that don't do DIY, but you know something's maybe not right. Or for my besties that do DIY and you've got somewhere where you struggle to get caulk to. So you know, I mentioned in my last video, above my fireplace I've got paneling and I couldn't get the caulk gun under it. I actually found these nozzles and you can twist it so that you can get, so basically you put that on the end of your caulk, and you put this on the end of your caulk or your silicone, and what happens is obviously you can aim it wherever you need to, so I'll be able to get up to that part that I'm going to stop talking about that. You know, I'll leave it linked below. And for anyone that knows, I got these. Now, I don't know what they're going to be like, but I've had them in my light items for a little bit because if anybody's like me, I have quite a lot of like Stanley cups. So if you get that type of vibe like these with the really long straws, I've not got a cupboard that I can really sit them in with the straw in them. And then I don't really like the idea of the straws just roaming wild in the like cutlery drawer. And so I found these, and they're impossible to open, but I found these, so I thought these could be perfect if it works out. They're going to be hard to open, FYI. Why is it so tight? Yay! So, I mean, there you go. Because the Stanley straws are quite long, and I was struggling to find, like, I don't like the fact that I'm rolling around. I always feel that they're going to get like mess in them and stuff, you know, like dust and all that sort of stuff. So these, I think you can maybe fit, I think it said a couple of straws in each one, but it comes with 3. So hopefully I can fit 2 in each one, because I think I've got about 6 of the cup. And then I can just sit this in my cutlery drawer with a couple of straws in, rather than having them roaming around. And then I can sit this, because this fits nicely in some of my cupboards. So I can then have them like sitting nice and cute. So I thought that I'll leave those linked below. They're good for any straws, to be fair. It doesn't, because the good thing is it retracts to the size of the straw that you want. So if it's just a standard size, it would probably just be like that. But again, another good way, rather than having them rattling around. I'll leave those. They were only a couple of pounds, to be fair. And then I also picked this up because, for anyone that doesn't know, I am in the middle of getting my roof done. Oh, well, my roof's just finished. However, my windows are filthy. Why do people still use plastic tape? I don't understand. Why don't they just get the, you know, like the Amazon tape, like the paper tape? It's strong enough and it's so much easier to open, and it's so much better for the environment. But let's not do that, Sheldon. I thought it was going to come in a like box that I could show you, but basically what this is it comes with like lots of attachments. It comes with one of those. It comes with like the part for the squeegee. and your squeegees here, so that just goes in there somehow. And it goes on a long pole, and there's like other attachments and stuff. And I thought it would be a good way for me to clean. Yeah, it comes with all that stuff, and it basically, long story short, is I can then go up and do the high windows at the front of my house and the back, to be fair. Because I was thinking the other day, I've not actually seen a window cleaner around here. Now, the only thing about a window cleaner is it feels like a commitment. For me, it's because then you have to open the back gate, you have to remember when they're coming, you have to be around to pay. It just feels clunky to me, and I don't like clunk. However, if they were to turn around and go, I will just do the front, maybe if I find someone, maybe they would. And I could just do the back. But long story short is I thought, I'm just going to do it myself. And I actually done a bit of research into getting one of these. And the good thing is it folds down into this. So it's like a small box, or you could put it in a little bag or something, and then go out, get a mop bucket, hot water, soapy water, and get up to the top windows and just get them looking clean. They're particularly bad just now because I've just had the roof done, so I needed to get that sorted. So that was the reason for me like getting it now. But yeah, I'll use it all the time anyway. And that was quite inexpensive, and I think they actually had a bit of a sale on. I think it was, can't remember the exact amount, but I'll leave that linked below as well. I did do quite a bit of research just into getting one that was good and sturdy, so that when it's connected it doesn't feel like it's going to sway or anything. So, and to be fair, the poles feel like good quality. They don't feel like tinny, like it's going to, like your finger couldn't dent it. You know, sometimes you can get stuff that's a bit cheap or feels cheap. That doesn't, so yes, I'll leave that linked below. This is going to be a cozy vlog at home. I said on, I think it was last Thursday, I was like, on Sunday, I'm going to have a day of nothing. Now, even though I'm doing things, it's been slow. I get to be chill. I can take my time with it. I don't have to stress and rush and do things. I'm just going to take my time today. I feel like with doing this room and then traveling recently and prepping and just getting all stuff done in the house, it has been a lot recently. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking because this intro has been way longer than it should have been, and I'm so sorry. I just love you besties and I just wanted to chat to you. So anyway, let's crack on with this video. It is the next day now. You're gonna have to forgive everything. I was up late last night, but you can see I started to paint. This is the actual living room, but my house is chaos right now. However, we have an exciting day ahead because I'm going to Homesense today. I'm excited to actually get out and, you know, just do something that's not painting and stuff. I'm going to see Andrea as well, and she's starting her new YouTube channel, so I've got some goodies for her. I've got like an old tripod that I used to use. I'm going to let her have my Canon G7X. This is the thing that did everything for me, but I use the DJI now, and she's going to be doing sit-down videos, so they're going to be called like Beyond the Boardroom, it's called, and she's been so successful in the corporate world, and she's just a baddie, and her knowledge, her experience is just going to shine through. I'm so excited for her to start this. She's bringing it. She came up with this idea herself, and now she's coming forward and she's going to be doing it. She said her videos are going to start going live on the 1st of December. So you want to hear a baddie and talking about experience and inclusion and culture and creating, just it's all around leadership and stuff. I'll leave her channel link in the description. Please go give her a little subscribe. She's starting new. I think she's quite nervous, but she's got it. She's going to be amazing. So yeah, I've got her a couple of goodies to helpfully set her up until she gets on her way, and then she'll take it over big time, and then she'll be my claim to fame, and I'll be like, yeah, I know her. But yes, so I've got a couple of things to take to her, like the charger and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to go there. She's coming to Homesense with me. I feel like this is a brand new hat. I feel like there's a mark there. I think it's probably from the packaging. Yeah, so we're going to go there and we're going to Homesense, and I probably need to go and get another tub of this paint. That'll be 15 litres of paint I've used in this space. 15 litres of paint. But we're getting there, we're getting somewhere. So when I get back, I'll show you what we've been up to. I'm also going to pick up the ceiling rose this morning for in here, and also my light has arrived, my chandelier for in here has arrived as well. So the wiring's already been done, so it's in situ. It's just a case of getting the ceiling rose up, getting it painted, and then getting the light up. So hopefully over the next day or two, that'll be done. And then the boiler's getting done tomorrow as well. So I've got loads on, so I'm just glad to be able to get up and out for a little bit today and see Angie, and we'll probably go for some lunch, maybe a Nando's or something. So that'll be cute. And hopefully if there's any goodies in Homesense, I will show you as well. So let's go have a fabulous little day together. So I'm back home now. I actually didn't get anything, but I wasn't expecting to, because I don't need a lot of accessories and stuff, but it was great to have a look around and look at the Christmas stuff. But I've just picked up my ceiling rose as well, so I thought I would show you it, just so that you get a bit of a vibe. P.S. Please ignore the chaos that's going on around me. Like, I have sheets all over my floor and everything. Here is the one that I went for. The exact one that is the code LPR003. And this is it. Isn't it wonderful? I am obsessed. So Mike is going to put this up in a little bit, but I'm going to throw at least one coat of paint on it before it does, because then it'll just make my life easier once it's up, because the one in my dining room took me all day to sort out. And while it's down on the floor, it shouldn't take me too long. So I'm going to just lean it up against the wall. Oh, look at the colours starting to go on the walls over this side, but I did that yesterday. But I'm just going to paint it like over here. I've protected the floor, so wish me luck. But yeah, obsessed, love. It is perfect, and it's going to look perfect once the chandelier's up against it as well. So I will keep you posted. I know this isn't very pretty, but you have mentioned in the past that you'd like to see the full project rather than just the finished article. So here we are. So I've managed to paint all of this. This has all had 2 coats, so that's probably pretty much good to go. I do need to do the skirting board and stuff, but I've been doing it in sections because obviously I'm living here and it's chaotic. But this wall's also been done, and this wall's also been done. Obviously all the dining room has, but that is chaos through there. I now have my ceiling rose up ready for the chandelier to go up tomorrow, which is really exciting. That's just, this pole here doesn't probably really need to be here, but Mike put it up and said, let's just leave it up overnight, just to be on the safe side. So I was like, let's go with it. I've only done 1 coat on the ceiling, and then I'm going to go round here. But because we had just caulked it, I'm going to leave it for maybe a couple of hours, and then I'm going to go round and paint it all. And then I'll give the ceiling 1 final coat. And then I've just started up at this part here. You can, like, I feel like when you look here, you can't really tell like much of a difference in colour. When you then look at the difference from what the paint was like to what the paint is now, it's a huge difference. And then I also feel like, I'm so sorry about the grit fill, when you look at the difference, whereas this was similar colour to what the paint was like before, whereas now you can see a massive difference, which I do think is going to make a bit of a statement out of the fire. So that excites me. I'm watching Home Alone. So yeah, tonight's job is to do all of this bit and the ceiling, and then tomorrow's job is to get the chandelier up and take the curtains and the blinds down and do all in here. I can't do in here until after probably tomorrow, because that's going to be quite a fidgety job. So I'll probably do that tomorrow afternoon time. I'm going to light a fire. It is freezing, but I'm loving how it's turned out. This colour is absolutely beautiful. I'm so sorry about the lighting. My big lamps are over here. Normally I would use them to help light, and I've got the chandelier on, but this one obviously I don't have the chandelier in at the minute. But this ceiling rose, even Mike said to me, because he was like, as soon as we put up the ceiling rose, he said this room needed that. I probably could have went a little bit bigger on the ceiling rose in here. However, I almost wanted it to flow going through, and they didn't have this same ceiling rose in a different size. But once this ladder and that's moved, and then you can see directly in line that both the chandeliers are sort of in line with one another, because a lot of people, and if you're got maybe you don't like things being off centre, because this here naturally I would imagine would be centre to the window. However, that's when it would have been one room. Obviously I've knocked this through into one room. I wouldn't want this going through here and being here, so I wanted both of them to be in line with one another, and I made up with that. I did think a lot about what I wanted to do, but when you come in and both your chandeliers are in line with one another, I just think it's going to look luxurious. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I've got my artwork to go back up. I did lower this because when I originally put it up, I put it a tad too high, and I always wanted to lower, but because there was like 6 screws in it, I knew if I took it out, I was going to have to fill the wall and then paint it all again, and I would have had to paint probably most of the wall because the touch up of that lick paint wasn't great. However, now that I was painting, I took it off, filled all the holes, lowered it down, and I've not put it up yet, so that'll be going up probably tomorrow, and it's a similar colour to this, so I feel like that'll break up the dark colours over here, and hopefully by the sofa you can see the difference. The sofa's quite dark, so that looks good. And then doing all the skirting tomorrow. I've done the skirting behind the sofa, so I didn't have to pull that out again. I've been using a big pole for the ceiling this time, whereas normally I'm up and down this ladder. But Mike was like, oh, I've got dust on there. Mike was saying that it's because it's got a hole in the back. Mike was saying that he had that pole, so I was like, let me give it a go, and I did the ceiling in literally 20 minutes, other than this part obviously, and obviously it's patchy, but once I give it another couple of coats we will be good. So slowly but surely coming together, and then it's all going to look like in here, not the mess obviously. I love it that things are coming together. It makes me so joyous, and just I get really, really excited, and I feel like seeing the ceiling rose go up and the spotlights come out and trying to bring the character in just makes me realise it's all worth it, because sometimes you go, was it all worth just getting rid of spotlights to do this? And the answer is yes. Obviously I'm changing the colour as well, so that's not helping because it's taking a lot of time, but again, that'll be worth it. It's bringing in the cosy, warm vibes. Even though my house looks chaotic, I'm going to put a fire on tonight. I'm going to sit and paint the ceiling. I've got Home Alone on. I'll probably put another Christmas movie on. I've already watched 2 of them, so I watched 1 and 2. Well, this is the middle of 2 now. And then I'm going to watch another Christmas movie and then just get this all done. My boiler gets replaced tomorrow, so I also need to go in and move some bits around ready for the workmen coming in the morning. Luckily, they don't have to be in the living room anyway, so that should be okay. I just need to make sure all my walkways and stuff are free for everyone. And then Mike's coming tomorrow morning. We're putting the chandelier up. Then I can finish touching up all the ceiling, and then curtains and stuff. I can get that wall off, paint that wall, and then put it all back together. And then we can go back to being having it all pretty, and then I can move on to Christmas and starting to decorate. I'm seeing everyone do the Christmas stuff. I'm like, why did I wait to this point to do this? But I feel like with getting the roof done, I've had the chimney taken down, I've got a boiler going in, I've got my ceiling in my office being sorted. There's loads going on in my house. I don't even think I would be enjoying putting Christmas up because I know all this is sorted. So once this is all done by the weekend, I'm good, and I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. So loads going on. I'm so sorry. I feel like this video has been, again, similar to the last one where it was all about decorating. I know the last one I got to give you a final tour and stuff, so that was exciting. This one's I'm back in the middle of it, but because I upload twice a week, I just want to make sure that A, you're getting your uploads, but B, sometimes it's just about what's going on in my life, and right now this is exactly what I've got going on. I don't have loads of cute, pretty stuff that is happening, but that all comes after this stage. So if you're living in a renovation, hopefully you've enjoyed just seeing a bit of the process. It's all worth it. Keep going, keep getting yourself through it, and it will all turn out in the end. I can't wait for you to see this up. So what day is tomorrow? Wednesday. So this is going up tomorrow. So on Sunday's video, it will be, the chandelier will be up. I'll show you the finished living room. It'll be styled. It'll be fresh. So the start of that video, I was going to say this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start filming in the morning so that you can see the filming stage. So you'll see me finishing, and then we'll go into a tour of this whole space, and I'm so excited and I hope you love it. But anyway, if you're not already subscribed, maybe you should subscribe now, because lots of yous are coming back and I love that, and I love seeing yous coming back and viewing, but a lot of yous are also not pushed that little button. So if you wouldn't mind taking a little second, if you like my content, obviously, please just push that little subscribe button. It really does help little creators like myself out. But anyway, I am going to finish this video here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for being a bestie, and I will catch you in my next video.